Our first day when we started the trip was emotionally difficult for us. The entire time I was at the Trauma Recovery Center for girls and women who had been trafficked and sexually abused, I had to keep praying to God to please help me keep a smile on my face and just be encouraging to the girls who are around me. Especially when the girls are as young as 7 years old, and that's the age of my oldest son. And then that evening, when we were out in the streets and we could see the street children sitting around in tattered clothes or no clothes at all, I just kept thinking to myself, how is it that this world can exist the same time as our world back in beautiful, safe Colorado Springs, Colorado?
So we drove in here earlier today, and I saw a bunch of kids barefooted scavenging around piles of trash along the side of the road here. And it was a sight that was very difficult for me to see because I have 3 children of my own. And so I just imagined tetanus. What if they're barefooted? What if they stepped into a rusty nail or something? But that was my first impression coming into this village. Now, I would say I have a very different perspective. What I'm holding here are little scraps of magazines that the women just cut up, and a plastic bag that you might find lying around. And here is what the local village women have been able to do, is to recycle this by cutting these up into little strips and using random pieces of trash that they find here and make into interesting jewelry. This right here is a keychain that's shaped like a purse, and these little tabs here are what you would see on top of Coke cans or beer cans. This right here, at first glance, would appear to be a beautiful necklace made out of seashells. But instead, if you look at it closely, you see that each individual bead is made from paper. The same paper that you would get from each of these little strips cut out from old magazines that nobody wants anymore. And so I am just amazed of how resourceful these individuals are. And so I'm encouraged because we find that there is a will here for the people living here to try to improve their current living situation. And this was made by a group of women sitting in one of the houses down here. And these were women who were actually evicted from their own homes, and so now they are living together and doing doing the only thing that they can do to make money, and that by just using whatever resource they have in this area. The needs here are overwhelming. As you can see here, I am with a lot of children here in the middle of Phnom Penh. Most of these kids are homeless, and we come out here, and when you look at their faces, it is no different from any of the other kids that I've seen before in the United States. And it is really encouraging to see that at World Vision, we are making a difference here in these kids by just teaching them the basics of hygiene. And their thirst to learn is just so, endearing that we come here to teach them very basic things about being safe and staying clean, and they're just so eager to learn. And that is just very refreshing to see.
I think in the U.S. we hear about what's going on in other parts of the world, but it's not really real to us because we live in somewhat of a bubble. I think what I'd want to take back is just that it is real, and that the need is real, and that we just need more people to come on board and to help with this work.
For that reason, I will continue to support World Vision, and for that reason, I will continue to work with World Vision to help others, because at the end of the day, it's about changing the lives of the people who live here.
I think today has been more hopeful just because we've seen the work that World Vision has done, and just the projects here are just encouraging to us. Everything from the amazing work of the staff at the Trauma Recovery Center, the work for the Street Children's Project, the Vision Fund, and work here with just the youth groups and prevention out in the countryside. It just gives us hope on what can be done in this country, and it just makes me grateful that we can partner with World Vision in this work.